All right, everyone. BK and Speaks are back with Sports Flow, recapping week one of the Lions versus the who, BK?
The defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Exciting weekend.
Yes, it was. If you were drinking the Kool-Aid or you weren't drinking the Kool-Aid, you most certainly are now.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to with us going into their place and taking care of business.
And BK, who called that on the last pod?
Yeah. We know. We
1-0, baby.
Yeah, no Kelsey, no Chris Jones. Everybody's talking, that wasn't the full Kansas City Chiefs. That's fine. I mean, the Lions went in there. They played the guys who were on the field, and they ended up winning. I'm glad to be wrong in this circumstance.
Yeah, man. The people who, are saying there's an asterisk, Tirico, Michigan native.
Don't want to call anybody out, but yeah.
I mean, come on. But I just couldn't believe that they're calling an asterisk. I mean, a win's a win.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there. You can't talk about these guys who weren't playing for Kansas City because it doesn't matter in the end.
Exactly. It's hard to win NFL games alone, and we're finally getting over the hump. So give us a little credit when credit's due.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Lions have been the punching bag enough. We went into Kansas City, which is hostile territory, and took care of business.
We did. We took care of business, and we're looking to, carry that momentum into the season, and I couldn't be happier. What do you want to cover first, BK? What should we jump into?
Yeah, right out of the gates. I mean, it's tough not to talk about our defense and how they played. They were deep at just about every position. They contained Mahomes. It was impressive.
It was very impressive. I mean, I loved the adjustments we made in the second half. We were playing more zone compared to man-to-man. I feel like we didn't make those adjustments last year. Maybe it was a talent thing. I think we have the talent now to be able to make the adjustments we want to make.
Oh, absolutely. I think you look at the secondary as a whole, and it looked completely like a different product this weekend. Guys were making plays, turnovers. I mean, when's the last time we've seen that?
Oh, I can't remember the last time we've seen it.
Dre Bly. Maybe Slay a little bit.
Big play Slay, but I mean, this came from a rookie.
Yeah, from a rookie with the big play that turned everything around.
Yeah, and we called that one. We saw Branch out of the gates.
I mean, yeah, let's just say his name right out of the gates. Brian Branch. This guy is an impact player.
Difference maker. We saw that at him when, we watched him play at Alabama, and we watched, his tape, going into the draft. And me and Brian were always extremely high on this guy, and he would be the one to make that play for us.
Yeah, the tape doesn't lie. The guy is always in the right spot at the right time, it feels like. And I don't think it's by accident.
No, I don't either. It took my breath away when he pulled up there at the end. I'm happy it was just cramps.
Yeah, that got a little dicey there. But, yeah, I mean, Tony drops the ball, obviously. Everybody's seen the video. It goes through Tony's hands. But Branch, catches it one-handed and makes the play when it was available there. Completely swung the game.
It did. And he ran that 20.1 miles per hour they clocked him. So he has the speed, too.
Yeah. Better athlete than what they were anticipating there.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the defense, we can talk about Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, my goodness, he is just an animal. I think he's going to have an even better year than he did his rookie year. I think we talked about this a little bit, off the pod. We think he is going to be coming close to getting that sack record for the Lions.
Oh, if it's not this year, it's probably going to be next year. The guy is everywhere. He had 10 sacks last year?
Yeah, and 3 picks.
I mean, he's doing double digits this year for sure. And he was all in the backfield on Thursday and just causing problems for Mahomes.
Causing problems while the offensive line on the other team was lined up in the neutral zone half the game.
Yeah, I mean, but they were tipping their plays.
They were. So the Lions give them credit for that, too, because, they didn't complain because they were honestly doing us a little bit of a favor.
Yeah, if the guy's standing 3 yards back, it's pretty apparent that they're passing the ball on that play. And if he's at the line of scrimmage and he's been, 3 yards back on every other play, pretty much tells you that you're running the football.
Yeah. Another guy on the line that had a big play who were high on Kaminsky.
Kaminsky making plays.
Always making plays. Our rookie, Campbell, he looked great.
Jack Campbell looked tough. The other guy we got to talk about on the defensive line, Aleem McNeil.
Oh, Yeah, baby. I like the way he played.
He's looking quick. I mean, he was getting pressure from the inside, and he wasn't really getting there last year, but man, he looks like a different player this year.
He sure does. And new number, same factor. Houston, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I like
pass rush specialist.
Man, he just gets so low, doesn't he? It's so much fun to watch, man. And he did everything to try to get that sack. If that was anyone else besides Mahomes, he would have had it.
Yeah, he probably has him. But like you're right. I mean, tackles are having trouble with him based off of that speed and just how shifty he is on those rushes.
Yeah, that's very evident, and it's really fun to watch. I'm excited for year 2 for him, and I'm just excited for everything that I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, that pass rush was no joke this weekend and or last Thursday, and
it sure is, man. And what other rookies should we talk about that made an impact in this game? Because that draft class is looking pretty good first weekend.
Yeah, I think we have to bring up the linebackers as a whole.
Yeah.
Because it was a weak spot for the Lions last year. They weren't particularly strong or deep at the position as a whole. This year, we have 4 guys who you can put in there right out of the gates. I mean, you got Derek Barnes, you got Anzalone, you got Campbell, you got Malcolm Rodriguez. Like, all these guys could be starters for us, and we're rotating with that 2 linebacker system. That's pretty deep at that position there.
Oh, no doubt, man. The linebacker position, which was thin last year, is now a strength for us. I mean, a lot of things that are secondary, a lot of things that were weaknesses are now strengths.
Yeah, and the defense looks like a completely different team.
It does. And Campbell, man, that boy can move from side to side. He's great in the pass defense. He's great in the run defense. He just has a little giddy up in his step compared to, what I've seen previously with our other linebackers in the past.
Yeah, I mean, discipline and gap control. I mean, he does it all. It's similar to Branch in a way where they're just in the right spot at the right time. And it's just football knowledge.
Yeah, you can't teach that, really. That's just instincts.
Yeah, no question. And that play he made on 3rd down where he backtracked in that zone coverage to knock it down in that first half. I mean, you see the cover ability out of the guy too. Like, the potential is seriously there for this guy.
Yeah, no, it sure is. And then, on the other side of the ball, I think another strength where we took a step forward this year is in the running back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's an upgraded group.
Yeah.
Like, Gibbs has juice that Swift just could not find here.
Yeah.
And Montgomery feels like he can do a little bit more than Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams was kind of that hammer last year, getting it done on the goal line.
He sure was.
But what Gibbs and Montgomery give you is a little bit more there.
No, absolutely. And Gibbs, Campbell even said, we just give you a slice of the pie of what, we're going to bring. We're going to give him a little bit more week in, week out. So I'm excited to see what week 2 has to offer.
Yeah, me too, man. Like, we didn't even see him really in the passing game.
No. It was, a screen and then, runs. And we didn't see him, line up in the slot or out wide. And he has that ability.
Yeah, oh, no question. That's all I heard about out of camp is this guy could be a slot receiver for us. He's that good at doing that. We didn't even see that remotely this weekend.
No, and that was against a damn good Kansas City defense. I mean, Chris Jones or not, that team, a lot of other teams aren't even going to score 21 on that defense.
No chance. I mean, we're talking about the Super Bowl champs for a reason.
Yeah,
like Mahomes is unbelievable. Mahomes is a mutant. It feels like, in the way that he plays the game. But I mean, if you don't have a defense, you're not winning a Super Bowl.
Exactly. No, defense wins championships, and anytime you have number 15 on the field, it's a fucking win.
Yeah, I mean, most times, like the guy is insane. In his position.
He is. He extends plays. He's good.
One of the best.
Another strength, I'd say is wide receivers. We're even without JMO, with the suspension. Khalif Raymond came in there, had a clutch catch. I think Reynolds looks healthy this year. he had a drop, but then he made plays down the stretch when we needed him.
Yeah, I thought Reynolds looked really good. Best I've seen Reynolds in a Lions uniform.
Yeah, and I was reading that, he had ankle surgery and he was finally healthy and he wanted to prove himself this year, and thought he did a pretty good job week 1.
Yeah, I mean, we needed help at the position. Everybody knows that Jameson's out for the first 6 weeks.
Yep.
A little light at the position group right now, where they don't necessarily have the depth there. Reynolds stepped up and became a guy that we could really rely on in that game. And without him, I don't think we get that win.
No, me neither, man. And then, we always have sure-handed, trusty St. Brown with the big TD for us. And, he does his thing, and there's never any disappointment when he's on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a lock to catch 100 balls again this year. He is that good of a player. We are talking a premier wide receiver in this game. Great route runner, great hands. I mean, what's there not to like?
No, there's nothing not to like, because he's the man, and I can't wait to see him split out wide with J-Mo in a few weeks. But I think our guys that we have right now are going to hold down the fort.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. I think the running attack is going to be a huge part of this offense, at least for the first 6 weeks. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do down the stretch. We got to remember, this unit never really played together last year.
No.
Vaitai went down real early with that injury, and now you get Vaitai healthy. You're getting Decker kind of healthy.
Vaitai was the highest rated offensive lineman, and a lot of people had a question mark around him, and yeah, he proved everyone wrong.
Yeah. I mean, very impressive.
Yeah,
performance by Vaitai. I mean, he just moves people. It's insane.
And yeah, and then we didn't even play Glasgow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the depth piece, and I think that's another thing that you and I discussed about the Lions. I mean, when you're talking about the depth of this team, it's night and day from what it was last year.
Yeah, it sure is. It's so nice to. I mean, Tracy Walker didn't play. Rodrigo. He was a main stature of the defense. He played more on special teams.
It's just sub-linebacker.
Yeah. It's just, it goes on and on how deep we are now, and we didn't have these luxuries, and it's so nice to finally have.
Yeah, I think it helps the team too. I mean, you see it. You got fresher bodies out there. They're making more plays because they got the legs to do it.
And they believe, they believe in this culture that, Brad Holmes and, Dan Campbell have instilled, and they're buying in, and it's extremely evident. And I don't remember, in Detroit Lions history or a lot of franchises, the only franchise I can, and this is a basketball, is Pat Riley with Eric Spoelstra. They work so cohesive and just so good together.
Yeah, it's kind of special to watch. You don't really see it in sports where the coach and the general manager are on the same page, making the decisions together and loving the decisions together. It's not like they're arguing about many things here.
No, they're wearing each other on each other's shirts. I think they get along pretty good. They're building that Heat culture down in the Motown, baby, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it feels that way. The foundation is being built, and if you're not a guy that fits that foundation, then you're not going to play on this team. And every guy that we're drafting, every guy that we're picking up, fits that foundation.
It sure does. And they're on the same page about everything. And I just love that. And it's special to watch. Yeah,
it really is. It's coming together quickly, which is the most impressive thing about it. Basically we've had 2 years of these guys together.
Yeah.
And they've turned perhaps one of the worst teams in the league into a playoff contender and a team that is favored to win their division.
I honestly can't remember the last time we won the division either.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. Another piece offensively that we got to discuss is Sam Laporta. The addition there is going to be a huge spark to this offense.
Yeah, man, he looked awesome. Holmes knew what he was doing with that Hockenson trade, because now he's the highest paid tight end in the league, and he shouldn't be making that type of money. And now we got a better, faster version.
I don't know if we can say Hawk shouldn't be making that money, but I don't want to pay him that much money.
I don't think he's worth that much money, in my opinion, and I way rather have Laporta. From what I saw, way better hands, crisper route runner. He's gonna, excel in the blocking, as the years go on.
Yeah.
I like what I saw out of him a lot more.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that he gives you is a big play threat at
Yep.
tight end. You don't really see that a lot in the league, but in open space, the guy's tough to tackle.
He is. He looks like a little Gronk out there.
Yeah, and what? I mean, he broke the rookie record for single game, or tied it, I think, with Hockenson with 5 catches. I mean, that's production week 1.
Yeah, and for a rookie, I mean, we had a good tight end regime last year with Zylstra, Mitchell, and Wright, and now he's first team.
Yeah. I mean, took over the first team reps right out of the gates.
Yeah, so I'm really impressed with this, draft class. But one guy that we haven't covered, who we gotta jump into.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice but to bring this guy up because he's a game changer for us. Gardner Johnson was phenomenal on Thursday.
He was awesome. I love how he gets the boys riled up. We're not the same Detroit anymore in the locker room, man. Can we please get the checkbook out and sign this guy for a multi-year deal? 1 year is not enough.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get it done. I mean, the attitude that he brings to this defense is huge. And I mean, the playmaking ability in the secondary is something that we've needed for a long time here.
No, it really has. He's made leaps and bounds for us in the secondary, and he's bringing a whole new, culture and fun attitude to our team. And he's getting the boys to believe, which I love.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a winner.
Yeah, that's all he knows how to do is win, and the boys are following suit, and you can hear it in their voices when they talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can tell he's a leader in that secondary too, with coaching these young guys. It's going to be fun to watch.
It is, and not only a leader in the secondary, I'd say the whole team.
Yeah. On the defensive side of the ball, he's definitely a leader there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that, we'll transition right into next week against Seattle. This is a big, big game.
Big matchup. Personal.
They've beat us the past 2 years, and not to mention the last time we made the playoffs in 2017, they knocked us out in the wild card. This is a big game that I think we've all had circled on our calendars.
Yeah, I think ever since last year. They were the reason we didn't make the playoffs. I mean, we lost at home to them last year, 45-48, and ever since that point, it's become personal. You can't lose that game, and I don't think we make that mistake again this year.
Yeah, this is going to be a motivated Detroit team coming in looking for blood.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be ready to go, and I'm excited to watch. I think everybody, this entire fan base is excited to watch after what we saw last Thursday.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out strong, and I think they're going to pull off the win. Well, that about wraps things up for this week's episode, BK and Speak Sport Flow. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we're looking forward to recapping next week game 2.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we're discussing another victory here next week.
Go Lions!